Do you want to make sure you're getting the most out of your camera but don't know the camera settings? Well, check this out. Maybe this will help you. This is not a full in-depth review of each and every setting, but this is what I use, and maybe this will help you get better results out of your camera. Welcome back, everybody. This will be my second video of answering y'all's questions. This one's going to be on camera settings. I've had a lot of people ask what settings do I use for my video recording, so I'll just go over what settings I use. Hopefully it'll help you in getting better quality videos. One of your most important things is getting your shutter speed to match your frames per second. So general rule of thumb, what you want to do is if you are shooting in 24 frames a second, you want to have your shutter speed double that. So if you're in 24 frames per second, you want your shutter speed to be 1/50. And this applies for any frame rate that you're recording. So if it's 30 frames a second, you want your shutter speed to be 1/30. 60 frames a second, you want it to be 1/120, and so on. If you're at 30 frames a second and you bump your shutter speed all the way, way past double, it'll start to, the motion in the video will start to look kind of unnatural looking. And if you start going slower than your frames per second number, so if you're at 30 frames a second and you got it at 1/25 or 1/10, it'll start to almost look glitchy. Next, you will keep your ISO at your camera's base ISO. I shoot on a Sony A7 IV, so the base ISO that I shoot in is 800 in S-Log3. I believe if you shoot without S-Log, you can go down to 100, but everything I shoot is either S-Log or Cine 4, so I keep the base ISO at 800, and that base ISO gives you the cleanest look for video. I know when you're taking pictures, it's different. 100 is what you want, but yeah, keep it at your base ISO. Sony, from my understanding, from what I've read, from what I've watched on YouTube, Sony has not put out that the A7 IV is a dual base ISO camera, but I've seen a lot of people say that you can also do 3200 ISO doing video, and that'll also give you a clean image. From my experience, it is pretty close to being as clean as 800, but there is a very slight amount of noise in the image, but you really have to pay attention to notice it. So I would tend to agree that 3200 would be a base ISO also. Now, if you got a camera like the FX3, the A7S III, or I'm pretty sure even the FX6, the base ISO is 640 and 12,800. So that 12,800 will be a huge difference when it comes to low light shooting and nighttime difference. But yeah, stick with your base ISOs. That'll give you the cleanest look. And remember the general rule of thumb with your shutter speed: have your shutter speed double that of your frame rate. And keeping those two things in mind is a great start to getting your camera set up to give you the best video. Now, moving into some of the more detailed settings. to the meter mode. The purpose for that is when you're shooting in S-Log3, if you look at the bottom of the screen in the middle, you'll see a MM, and then you'll have a number beside it, and it'll go from -2.0 all the way up to 2.0. Well, when you're shooting S-Log3, general rule of thumb also is you want, that's showing you your exposure, and you want it between 1.7 and 2.0. Now if you see a 2.0 flashing, that means it's overexposed. So you want to get it right, you want to get it back down in between that 1.7 and 2.0, and the 2.0 not flashing. And if you keep it there, your exposure, it's probably never going to be perfect spot on. It might sometimes, but you know, a lot of times it won't be, but that's you know, on the fly, that's going to get you in the ballpark. And then the benefit of S-Log3 is you can push everything around, your colors and your exposure, a decent amount without deteriorating the footage, where in post it's close, real close to where you want it, and you can adjust it exactly to where you want it. So that's the general rule of thumb. That's about all I got for the settings. Like I said, I don't get deep into the settings. I know I could go on and on all these different little settings, but that's what I use. I don't, like I said, I don't get carried away with it, because I keep it, like I said, keep it simple, and it's worked out for me. I think it works great. So hopefully this helps. If there's anything I missed, like I said, comment below, let me know. But yeah, if you like the video, also don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's very much appreciated, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks.